I wish to grant you a gift. A gift? Omar was curious but also humble. What kind of gift? Layla's eyes sparkled. A gift that will help you and your herd survive the desert's many challenges. Long ago, in the heart of an ancient desert, there lived a boy named Omar. His life was simple but demanding. Every day, from dawn till dusk, he guided his family's herd of goats and camels through the vast, endless sea of sand. The desert stretched for miles in every direction, its golden dunes glowing under the blazing sun, with barely a tree or oasis in sight. Umar loved the desert despite its challenges. He was used to the harsh winds and the hot sun that beat down relentlessly. His animals were his best companions. Yara, his loyal camel, and a group of playful goats that followed him wherever he went. Umar's father had taught him to care for them, saying, "In the desert, our animals are our treasure. They give us food and milk, and they help us survive. Treat them well, and they will serve you faithfully." One morning, after a long journey through the dunes, Umar and his herd arrived at a small oasis. It was one of the few places in the desert where palm trees stood tall, offering shade and cool water. As Umar sat by water's edge, letting his animals drink, he noticed something unusual. The air around him began to shimmer, and a gentle sound of a flute filled the air. Suddenly, a soft breeze stirred the sand, and tiny lights appeared, twinkling like stars in the daylight. Umar stood up, astonished as the lights gathered in front of him, growing brighter until they looked the shape of a beautiful fairy. She was dressed in a flowing blue gown, her wings delicate like the petals of a desert flower, and her hair glistened in the sunlight. Umar could hardly believe his eyes. "Who are you?" he asked. His voice was filled with wonder. The fairy smiled warmly. "I am Layla, the fairy of the desert. I watch over this land, protecting it and the creatures who call it home." Umar was still in disbelief. "A fairy in the desert?" Layla nodded. "The desert holds more magic than you know. Umar, I have seen your kindness to your animals and how you care for the desert, as if it were your friend. For that, I wish to grant you a gift." "A gift?" Umar was curious but also humble. "What kind of gift?" Layla's eyes sparkled. "A gift that will help you and your herd survive the desert's many challenges. I will give you the ability to speak with your animals." Umar's heart leaped with excitement. "Speak with the animals? You mean I'll understand them?" "Yes," Layla said. "When you walk through the desert, your camels and goats will be able to speak with you. They will tell you where the hidden springs are, where to find shade, and how to navigate the sandstorms. But remember, Umar, this gift comes with a great responsibility. The desert is a dangerous place, and you must use this gift wisely." Umar bowed his head in gratitude. "Thank you, Fairy Layla. I will honor your gift and use it for good." With a gentle wave of her hand, Layla cast a slow flow around Umar. In that moment, everything changed. He could feel the desert wind on his skin in a new way, as if it whispered secrets. The fairy smiled one last time before she disappeared into the breeze, leaving only behind the soft shimmer of her magic in the air. The moment she was gone, Yara, his trusty camel, turned to him and spoke. Omar, can you hear me? Omar's eyes widened in amazement. Yara, you can talk. Yes, Yara replied, her deep voice calm and steady. The fairy's magic is real. We can speak to you now, and we will help you. From that day on, Omar's life changed forever. He began to understand the desert in ways he never could before. His goats and camels would tell him where to find the desert grass, where to dig for water, and how to avoid the dangerous quicksand that lay hidden beneath certain dunes. Omar had become a true master of the desert, not through strength, but through the knowledge and wisdom his animals shared with him. One day, as Omar and his herd journeyed deeper into the desert, they found themselves in trouble. A fierce sandstorm blew in without warning, the wind howling and the sand swirling in every direction. The sky turned dark, and Omar could barely see a few steps ahead. His heart raced with fear as he huddled with his animals, trying to shield them from the storm. Yara, what do we do? Omar shouted through the wind. Yara remained calm. There's a cave nearby. Follow me and we'll be safe. Despite the raging storm, Omar trusted Yara and grabbed hold of her reins and followed her through the blinding sand. The goats followed closely, bleating nervously as the wind whipped around them. After what felt like an eternity, they reached a small cave nestled between two large dunes. It was big enough for Omar and his herd to take shelter. As they huddled inside, safe from the storm, Omar thanked Yara. I don't know what I've done without you. Yara smiled. We are a team, Omar. The desert is harsh, but together we can survive anything. The storm raged outside for hours, but inside the cave, Omar felt at peace. He realized how much he had learned from his animals and how valuable Layla's gift truly was. After the storm passed, Omar and his animals ventured out of the cave. The desert was calm again, the sun shining brightly as if nothing had happened. As they made their way back toward the oasis, Omar heard the familiar, gentle sound of the flute. Layla, the fairy, appeared once more. Her wings glistened in the air. You have done well, Omar, Layla said. You used your gift wisely, and for that I have one more blessing for you. Omar looked in awe. Another blessing? Yes, Layla replied. I will ensure that the desert will always be kind to you and your family. Wherever you go, the land will provide what you need: water, shade, and safety. Omar bowed deeply. Thank you, Fairy Layla. I will continue to care for this desert and its creatures with all my heart. With a final smile, Layla disappeared into the wind, her magic forever woven into the desert sands. From that day forward, Omar became known as the boy who could speak with the desert animals. Travelers who crossed the desert would often hear the stories of how Omar could lead them into hidden springs and shelter. them from the worst storms. He and his animals thrived in the desert, living in harmony with the land and the creatures that called it home. And so, Omar's legend spread far and wide, carried by the desert winds and remembered by all who walked through the golden sands. Please like, share, comment and subscribe for more interesting videos.